I look like I have a secret, it's because I do. I know a lot of people try intuitive eating and they, a week, 2 weeks later, freak out because they're like, why is this not working? Why am I not getting this? Well, girlfriend, I have some secrets and I'm going to share them with you today. So I'm going to give you my top 10 intuitive eating tips so that you can actually succeed at intuitive eating. Okay? Let's do it. Okay, tip number 1 is to understand that you do not have to eat all of the things. Repeat after me. I do not have to eat all of the things. I know social media makes it seem that way, but it's okay and part of my proven framework to work through things systematically. So you don't just have to open the floodgates and start eating cookies at every single meal. I recommend doing it systematically. I'll link to a blog post below that will have everything that I'm talking about, all of the resources in that blog post. I'll link to that below, but you can snag my free roadmap, which walks you through how to implement this systematic food rule breaking that I talk about. So you don't have to just open the floodgates and eat all of the things at once. It's okay and recommended to work systematically. Tip number 2. Use the hunger scale and get familiar with it. It's one thing to allow yourself to eat food, yes, but it's another thing to actually understand your hunger and fullness so you know when to eat food and when to stop eating food. So with that, I use the hunger scale in my life and I use it with my clients. I show them how to use it in my group programs so that you can confidently know when you need food and stop when you're full, regardless of what's on your plate. That is so key to succeeding with intuitive eating. Okay, tip number 3 is to do a social media detox. I want you right now, go grab your phone, go grab your laptop, whatever you use, and I want you to take your feed or, whatever your favorite social media platform is. I love Instagram, so I'll kind of direct it to that, but use that to really get rid of all of the negativity. Anyone who makes you feel shameful for what you eat. Anyone who you get comparison-itis around, okay? So even if it's someone who is an intuitive eater, but if they trigger you and make you feel guilty, mute them, unfollow them. Give yourself this supportive bubble, okay? Get rid of all that negativity and only follow those accounts that make you feel inspired, that make you feel like you can do this, okay? Don't let that negativity seep in because it's going to really mess with your mind, even subconsciously, when you think, oh, I'm fine. I can shake that off. Just don't set yourself up for that, girlfriend. Do that social media detox. Yes, I'm aware it's a little funny that I used the word detox. Okay, number 4 is to work on body image too. I truly, truly believe that in order to have a healthy relationship with food, you gotta have a healthy relationship with what you put that food into. So I'm going to link to a blog post in the blog post about 3 simple steps that you can take to improve body image because like I said, that is so key to actually allow yourself to feel comfortable eating food, right? So super important tip there. Tip number 5 is all about using mantras and affirmations. Everything starts with a thought. So it's really important to make sure that your thoughts are positive. And I use a lot of mantras and affirmations with my clients. So, say, I am listening to my body and I am going to nourish it when it asks. So first getting familiar with that hunger scale and then allowing yourself to actually nourish it when it asks for food. So using mantras, affirmations can be super, super helpful there. You really just allow yourself to say, I'm going to have this positive thought. So you have this phrase that you repeat. It's really important to nail down your couple favorite mantras, couple favorite affirmations so that you have them at the ready and it's not this, oh my gosh, I have to think of something positive. What am I going to think of? You have something to go to, okay? You can say, I'm choosing to nourish my body. You can say, when I feel hunger, I'm going to honor it, rather than trying to restrict your food. There's so many different ones that you can implement in your everyday life. There's so many out there. I have a blog post that has a bunch of them on it that I'll link to again. So you have all these resources to really use those mantras and affirmations. Everything starts with a thought, then it leads to an emotion, then it leads to an action. So in order to have that action be eating intuitively, honoring your body, not feeling guilty, you have to start with that thought, and a positive affirmation or mantra is a fabulous way to do that. I love this one. Tip number 6 is to visualize every night. So you're laying in bed, you're about to drift off to sleep. What I want you to do is I want you to make a mental movie about a full day of intuitive eating. What would that look like? Would you wake up and have a nourishing breakfast and then, maybe someone hands you a cookie and you eat it without guilt, and then you wait for your hunger cues to kick in for lunch and you give yourself a nourishing lunch. Whatever it looks like to you, I want you to create a mental movie. And I want you to do this right before you go to bed, because that is when your brain is going to really seep that knowledge in, and your brain is going to really cement that. It is going to think of that all night. It's really a subconscious way for you to have those more positive thoughts, right? So if your brain is thinking of these positive things, the outcome that you want while it's sleeping, it's going to automatically be more likely to think of that during the day and really support your goals. So make a priority to, as you're going to bed, make that mental movie and replay it every night. Okay, tip number 7 is all about journaling. You've got to get all of that negativity, those doubts that you have in your head, those preconceived notions, those food rules out of your head and onto paper. Why? Because when we see them on paper, we can actually assess them. So half the time our food rules, as we know, are complete bogus. And one thing that I say is write your rules out and then just observe them. Is that true? Is this thought that you're having real, or is it something that you made up? And the only way to do that is to get it on paper and out of your head. So always have a journal in your purse, in your backpack, whatever it might be. And whenever you feel nervous, anxious, even excited, get those thoughts out onto your head and really assess them. Tip number 8 is to have a great support system. I can't sing this one enough praises. You have to have people that you can talk to, people that you can lean on, because this is going to be stressful. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be challenging. Anytime we try something new, it's scary, right? So to make it less scary, make sure you have people that you can talk to, okay? I run group programs and I love the supportive system that my clients get in those group programs. You always have someone, not only someone who understands what you're going through, which are the other members of the group, but you have someone who's been through it and can give you concrete advice and help support you through it and say, keep going, you're doing this right, or this is normal, or to prevent you from getting in that phase if you're just, oh my gosh, eating all the things and not connecting the dots, which so many people do. So have that great support system. Make a list of people you can talk to, that you can text, or apply for my group program to have that community and that support and that guidance and that accountability in one spot. Okay, tip number 9 is all about having a plan. I know this seems counterintuitive. Okay, intuitive eating, I'm just supposed to eat whatever sounds good, right? Well, let me ask you, what would happen if you go into a work meeting? It's supposed to be 2 hours, it ends up being 4 hours, and then you were planning on just, going with whatever sounded good for lunch, and, same thing for dinner, same thing for snacks. You have nothing prepared, okay? That is just going to set you up for that, oh my gosh, I'm so hangry, I'm going to eat everything in the sight that I can. And that's really not going to make you feel your best. And intuitive eating is all about making you feel your best. So what I suggest is have a plan, okay? Assess what foods make me feel best. What's a good lunch that I can pack that will nourish me? Think ahead. Meal planning is great, you guys. So use it to your advantage. Yes, you can adjust, but having something that you know is going to satisfy you or that will at least hold you over, planning ahead for those snacks to, bottom line, avoid those extremes, avoid extreme hunger and extreme fullness, which you'll learn about in the hunger scale, to really allow you to feel your best. So really use meal planning, guys. It's flexible. Use it in a way that's not, good or bad, life or death. Just have something planned ahead, okay? And tip number 10, last one, is to ask for help if you need it. I struggled through trying to figure out this whole intuitive eating thing for what feels like years. It was years. So just try to, if you need help and you want to, bottom line, do this faster, reach out for help, okay? It's okay to ask for someone to sign up for coaching, okay? Sign up for a group program. It's okay to do those things. I'll leave that link to my programs below because honestly, that's why I have made this my career, is to help women find this freedom faster, because I waited way too long and I've developed this 3-pillar system that works. Not only does it works faster than those, okay, than just trying to do it, trying to open the floodgates and do it yourself. Life is too good to waste, you guys. So like I said, firstly, I want you to grab that free ebook, which walks you through my entire roadmap. I want you to start there, okay? And feel comfortable that you can reach out for help if you need it, if you're struggling. It's okay. Bottom line, it'll get you to do it faster, and that's the whole goal. All right, guys, that is my list of 10 tips for intuitive eating, okay? My 10 best intuitive eating tips to help you get away from the social media way, as I call it, of intuitive eating, where you just say, okay, I'm eating all the things now and I'm an intuitive eater. There's a lot more to it, okay? There's a lot more work involved. Yes, there's work. So use these 10 tips to really take your practice of intuitive eating to the next level so that you can achieve this faster. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I want you to do this faster because I wasted way too much of my life trying to wade through this, figure it out. I was frustrated, confused. It does not have to be that way. The system, this 3-pillar approach works, and I want you to have it. So grab those links in the blog post that I have linked below and let me know if you have any questions, okay? Write a comment. I want to hear which of these tips is going to be the most helpful for you or which one you're going to implement first, okay? All right, girlfriends, I will see you next week in the next video, the next episode of this fabulous show. Let me know what you need in the meantime in the comments, and I will see you later, girlfriends.